right. Hi, Libra. I hope you're doing well. Hey, Libra. I'm really just going to get into it. If this is your first time here, you've seen one tarot reading, you've seen them all. Okay, we've got 3 different readings to get into. I'm going to pick an oracle card for you in just a minute. I'm just really wanting to get these done, and I'm just skipping the intro for you. Okay. So your cards are already shuffled. I like to do that off camera because I'm very intentional about how I shuffle my cards, and I just want to save you some time. Before I get into this though, I don't obviously know what the cards are. I'm going to pick our oracle message. Okay, so let's see what your oracle message is for the month of November 2025. Just one card, please, Spirit. Overall theme for Libra for the month of November 2025, Libra. One card for Libra, November 2025, please. You don't want to give me one? Let me focus. I'm not focused. I'm thinking about 3 other things. One oracle card, please, for Libra, November 2025. Dang, I'm gonna have to pick one. Libra, what's going on? There we go. Jesus. Okay. We'll save that for the end, okay? See how that ties into everything. Let's go ahead and get your cards laid out for your monthly forecast. Current self, yeah. Theme of the month. Okay, well, at least we got that going for us. We're starting off the month kind of shitty, but the whole month as a whole. Well, I don't know. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune is positive, but it also represents change. So let's see what else we got here. Because it might not be that, oh, you get like this windfall or you get, you know, just all these things pouring out of the sky for you. But let's see. Let's keep going. Scorpio had this card in the exact same position. Okay. Okay, whoops. All right, let's just quickly define these cards and then I'm going to clarify what I need to clarify. All right, so starting off the month of November, Libra, we've got 3 of Swords. We're starting off the month hurt, in sorrow, in pain, and anguish. You're disappointed about something. Something is like really upset you and hurt you. A lot of times the 3 of Swords is related to words exchange. You're hurt because of words said or maybe even unsaid, or words exchanged. Now, I don't use reversals in this deck, so there's a potential that you're coming out of this, but I just feel like this is how you're starting off the month of November. You're starting off bruised and battered, okay? Theme of the month is Wheel of Fortune. That's lovely. The Wheel of Fortune is good luck, good karma, good fortune, maybe even a financial windfall. Key goal to pursue is 4 of Cups. I talk a lot about this for Scorpio, and I'm not going to repeat everything I said for Scorpio, but if you're interested, head to Scorpio's reading in literally the same position. I said a lot about the card, but the 4 of Cups is generally looking at, you know, the grass is always greener, looking at the glass half full versus half empty. And I said to Scorpio, I wasn't sure if Spirit is advising you to not take an offer and like, you know, wait for something better to come through, or if Spirit is encouraging you to like focus on what you do have. So we'll see, we'll clarify that for you. And the obstacle to overcome is the moon. Sometimes the moon is Pisces energy, but the moon is also hidden fears, anxieties, shadow work, right? The unseen, the unconscious. So maybe you're really kind of dealing with, you know, those shadows, those darker parts of yourself that you've ignored or that maybe you need to address. I'm skipping ahead here. We do have the 9 of Swords here in the position, advice and encouragement. So I feel like the month of November is you doing a lot of shadow work. Now, Libra, you might say to me after hearing that, Whitney, what the fuck? I've done enough shadow work. I'm fucking done. Potentially, but what we have to consider is that we are beings that evolve. So you've done your shadow work for the old version of you, right? But now, let me put it like this. You know, the 25-year-old version of you had to do some shadow work for the teenage version of yourself. Maybe there's some things that you did in your teens that were young and dumb and you had to evolve. And you've grown up and you become an adult. But let's say as you become an adult, you're an employee, you're working or whatever, and then eventually you become a business owner. And now as a business owner, there's some things that you have to uncover about yourself as an employee, right? You're like, damn, you see things differently now. So my point is, we evolve. And so you need to allow yourself to be reflective through all seasons of our life. It's not, we're constantly working on ourselves. It's not just a one and done. I think there is like a big, I don't want to say awakening, but there is a big transformation, I will say, most people go through where they kind of become self-aware. Not everybody, but ideally, hopefully, the people who do decide to get help, do get self-help or go through therapy, usually have those moments of like, I need to change. But after that moment, the self-work becomes a little bit easier because you recognize your flaws a lot easier and you're not afraid to admit to yourself that you were wrong or that you did something wrong. So the month of November, I think, is about you contending with yourself in some ways, recognizing your failings, recognizing your shortcomings. Major accomplishment is 8 of Pentacles. Now, the 8 of Pentacles is hard work and dedication. It's also about mastery, and it's just about doing what you do really well. I think you need that, to be honest, Libra. It feels like you're going through a lot. Yes, I do this sometimes. I wouldn't call myself a freak at all. I'm very much a type B person. Very much a type B. Some people in my life might call me a type A, but I'm really okay. And I'm the type of person where I will have, piles of clothes, clean clothes, unfolded, right? Organized in the corner of a room. I'm not the type, unfortunately, I'm just being real. I'm not the type to do my dishes every night. I wish I was. I'm not. If I cooked a meal, them dishes gonna sit there. Cause I'll be damned if I cook and clean in the same 2 hours. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna cook my meal. I'm going to sit and enjoy my meal while I watch a movie or a show, and then I'm gonna go to bed. I'm not cleaning after I've just unwound. Why would I do that? I don't know. That's just me, and unfortunately how I've grown up, but I didn't grow up in a household where we did the dishes after dinner. I just didn't grow up in that household. My point in mentioning this is, what is my point? Sometimes, though, I will add, when I'm frustrated, I've learned this about myself in this past year. I have become an anxious cleaner. I have become that. I've learned that when I'm frustrated, I will clean. I'll do the dishes. I'll tidy up, because to me, that's one thing I can fucking control that makes me feel like I'm making progress. So when I look at the 8 of Pentacles, for me, I think you need this, given that you're dealing with a lot of shadow work and a lot of shadows and fears, anxieties, or whatever, and you need something that makes you feel like you are progressing. And sometimes leaning into your work is all we can do to make us feel like, okay, I'm doing something right. I don't know. Let me know if that makes sense. What to avoid? 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands, immediately I'm getting travel. 8 of Wands is connected to travel or international travel, sometimes even domestic. Now, I know what's going on with the FFA, or maybe not even the FFA. I actually, to be very honest, I know very little. My brother texted me last night because he booked a flight for me to come to Georgia for Thanksgiving. But he was like, hey, what are you going to do if you can't get down to Georgia? Now, this past October, I drove down on a surprise. I drove down and surprised them. I don't want to do that again. I could, but I don't want to do it again. When I just saw my family last month, I don't need to drive over. Collect a drive like that from Jersey to Georgia, guys. Just to give you an idea, the drive itself is 14 hours. But I'm driving by myself and with my dog. I'm not doing that drive in one shot. I can make it to Virginia. This is usually what I do. I drive down to Virginia and I pause somewhere in Virginia and take 2 hours or so, and then I finish the job. So that drive and the potty breaks, etc., food. So that drive, that 14-hour drive easily becomes 18 or 20 is excessive. 18 or 19-hour drive. Okay, so I'm driving a whole day. So I'm not eager to do that again, both ways. So he texted me last night and he was like, oh, so what are you going to do? And I was like, I don't know, fuck. I'll just either hang out with my family up here or stay the fuck home. He's like, no, don't. Because I told him, I was like, well, if nobody's flying, I'm not going to drive because the roads are going to be a mess. And that's too long of a drive to fight through other people on the road. That's too much. I wouldn't get there till next fucking year if that's the case. And I'm not doing that. So my point is it opened up a conversation of shit, travel around the holidays might be crazy. Now, granted, it's a Mercury retrograde. Am I surprised? Absolutely not. On top of all the other things that we have cosmically that are affecting our political system. I haven't looked into it, but intuitively, I feel that they're gonna find a way to reopen the government, because I actually do think it will be mass chaos if nobody's able to travel for Thanksgiving. It's the busiest travel holiday of the year. So I really personally feel that if they do not get those lights up and you've got hundreds of thousands of people on the road, I think that will cause a mass calamity, or even just people going on trains and buses. I think it would be unprecedented, and I think it would be absolutely insane for our government to still be shut down. I haven't looked into it personally, but I would only pray that they don't ground all flights for Thanksgiving, or the week of Thanksgiving, because I think that would be absolutely insane. Okay, getting off my fucking soapbox. What to avoid? 8 of Wands. Travel. I said all that to fucking say travel. We're gonna look into it. Maybe you don't need to be traveling, Libra. Maybe you don't need to be traveling. Now, granted, the other meaning of 8 of Wands is related to quick action and moving fast. So maybe there's something that Spirit wants you to slow down on. What to embrace is the Justice card. This is your card that represents Libra in the tarot. Balance, getting what you deserve. And, I wanted to say liberation. Ooh, that's good. Yes, liberation. A lot of times the Justice card is also like getting a judgment made, something, a resolution to a conflict or any like administrative issue. We've got the Page of Wands here in the position of where to find support. This is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Actually younger than you, but doesn't have to be. Could also be somebody older, but more immature. But the Page of Wands is about freedom, exploration, creative expression. Somebody who really is eager to put themselves out there. So I don't think this is you. I think this is somebody close to you who maybe is artistic that can help you either express yourself or see things differently. I don't know. Maybe it could be though. Maybe there's a creative endeavor of yours that you're meant to lean into. Maybe doing some art therapy. I don't know. And then advice and encouragement, 9 of Swords. So I really think Spirit is calling you to deal with your shit this month. You got to deal with your shit. You got to deal with your shit. Okay? All right. Let's clarify some of these things. I do want to use the career deck for the Wheel of Fortune. Clarify, please, the Wheel of Fortune for Libra, November 2025. What can Libra expect this month? Clarify the Wheel of Fortune for theme of the month for Libra, please. That was way too many. Can't be all of that. Oh, maybe it's this one. Ask for help. Okay, we'll take it. Theme of the month for Libra, please clarify. Okay, prudence and something else. Settling. I mean, none of these cards really relate to the Wheel of... It could be in the sense where sometimes the Wheel of Fortune, if it's reversed, is like somebody who's clinging to control and reluctant to change. And you just create more problems than not when you resist destiny. I'm rewatching The Witcher. I don't know if any of you guys follow me on TikTok, but I gave all of my thoughts about the latest season. Not terrible, but it's not great. And I'm just rewatching it because the earlier seasons were just so good. And there's a big conversation about destiny in this show and what happens when you resist it. Under Libra, if your theme of the month is to really kind of embrace change and be willing to ask for help, be willing to kind of curb your spending. Even me, I mean, I'm typically somebody who, no matter what my financial situation is, I don't like to negotiate with my food and my groceries. I like to have top quality things, and I like to, I mean, it's just me. So I'm not feeding a family of four here, right? It's so I can afford a little bit to get name brand things or get pricier things. But even me right now, even me, I'm even cutting back in certain ways of like being more diligent about where can I save in ways that I never have before. Like I usually would not think twice about saving in certain ways, but now I'm paying a lot more attention because it adds up. It all adds up. So the prudence, being willing to change, Libra. Maybe I think Libras traditionally do like nicer things, kind of like Taurus a little bit. I think you are ruled by Venus. I think you're ruled by Venus. I think. I don't remember. So you like nice things. So maybe you're even trying to learn how to be prudent, settling. Perhaps it's time to ask yourself if you're getting paid with your worth. Don't settle for a dead-end job where you don't see opportunity for growth. That would go into the Four of Cups, not taking what you're being offered just because you should. Though money is stable, you're not happy with enough, and you're not making enough to keep you happy. And then ask for help. Consider asking for help with regard to your financial problems. Look at your financial problems from a new perspective. That would definitely be Wheel of Fortune. And you still have some resources remaining. I don't like this card. My Leo sun hates the ask for help card. I really hate it. So I like to focus on the last bullet. You still have resources remaining. What have you not tried? What have you not done? What avenue have you not pursued? Especially if you're looking for growth and abundance and money or whatever. Let's just like table these for now, okay? I want to focus on theme of the month being change. Maybe I guess, with this clarification, maybe the theme of the month for you is change. Maybe it's not necessarily a windfall, but it's about change. Clarify, please, Wheel of Fortune for Libra. House. Okay, we've got something going on with our home, perhaps. Or some physical building. Okay. All right. So anyway, let's keep going. Let's just keep going. Key goal to pursue. Please clarify the Four of Cups for Libra. Despair. Now, for me, this would be getting out of this energy. You're really being called, Libra, this month to not be humdrum. Try to get yourself out of looking at the glass half empty, okay? Because it's really easy for you right now to focus on what's not working. And your message this month is to pull yourself out of that. Please clarify the moon for Libra. Okay, what we got? Ten of Swords and the Fool. And this is endings, new beginning. Ten of Swords of betrayal, endings, disappointment. It feels like you're being pushed out. The Fool is a fresh start. And maybe you didn't see this coming with the moon. And maybe even having to read between the lines. I don't think somebody's being straightforward with you. Something I thought about recently, I don't know why, but maybe it's for this moment here. I think I was literally thinking about this morning. I remember when I was 19, maybe 20, maybe 19 or 20, I worked for a quadriplegic, and it was like a job I found on Craigslist. I just needed extra cash. I was in a really bad financial spot at the time. And I was just trying to get anything. And I remember I found this gig on Craigslist, and it was this woman who's a quadriplegic, and she needed help like in her nighttime routine. So I would go to her house. It was like 20 minutes from downtown Savannah because I had school. I had like a night class at the time. And I would go to her house and I would help her bathe. So I would help her literally like go to the bathroom, and she had no ability over her lower body. So I would help her into like out of her wheelchair and into a seat specifically designed for her to go to the bathroom. And I would help bathe her, sometimes wash her hair, and sometimes like help her like prepare her dinner. She didn't really eat much. I think she was also a vegetarian. So she was very frail. And I was thinking about this. I remember my schedule got kind of crazy, and it was harder for me to come to help her. And she only paid me, this is like 2012, 2013, something like that. She only paid me, I don't know if it was 2013. It could have been. She only paid me like $30 a night for like 2 hours, if that. It was either it was like $25 or $30 for like 2.5 hours to help her get ready for bed. Now, today that's like not a lot. Now to a college student, 60, and I think I did this maybe twice, 2 times a week, maybe. So $60 extra a week, that was a lot to me at the time. I was a lot better at managing my money. When you really, anyway, I'm not going to get a rabbit hole about that. So my whole point of mentioning this, Libra, is that my schedule got crazy. She never really fired me. She kind of, I don't even remember how she worded it, but she in so many words, she basically stopped asking me to come. She never really fired me, but my schedule was just like inconsistent. And so I couldn't come, and we never really had a conversation, but she just, yeah, I just remember her being like, okay, well, you know, thank you. But yeah, point is, we never had a conversation, but I knew, okay, she's got to find somebody else because I can't help her. And I kind of feel like that's what's happening to you. I feel like somebody's not being straightforward, Libra. And I don't know that you're being fired, but it's like something is ending and you're being forced out. You're being forced to walk and go it alone. Even though somebody is not really just being straightforward and being honest, which is surprising because with Mercury in Sagittarius, I would expect people to be more straightforward with this energy. But it's still a Mercury retrograde where communication is clunky, so you never know. Anything else around? Look, the coffin card, bad health card, Jesus Christ. Okay. Anything else around obstacle to overcome for Libra, please? Give me something good, something positive maybe. I don't know. Main male. Okay, maybe this is around a male. Maybe you're a male. If you're a male, this would be about you. If you're of the opposite gender, or maybe non-binary, maybe this is related to a male. Okay, let's keep going. Major accomplishment for Libra, please. Imprisonment. Okay, maybe feeling stuck. Why would that be a part of major accomplishment? And maybe having the wheels turning, again, the Wheel of Fortune. The wheels are turning after a period of feeling stuck, perhaps. I'm just looking at the imagery here. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, clarify major accomplishment for Libra. Magician. Manifesting an ideal outcome. Manifesting something. Maybe even manifesting work, because the Eight of Pentacles is work. So I don't know if you're unemployed, but you're manifesting some work. Clarify, please, the Eight of Wands for Libra. The courtship just flew out. What to avoid? There might even be somebody who wants to come see you. Shut that down. Clarify this for Libra. False person. I'm hearing Lion King. Run away, Simba. Run as fast as you can. I've never thought of Lion King for the Eight of Wands. Child, Spirit is telling you to run away from somebody toxic, somebody who's putting on a false persona, a character even, somebody who has a character or plays a character. And I mean that quite literally. Maybe you're dating an actor, I don't know. Or somebody who has an alter ego. And I really mean that literally. Somebody who, like, you know them as John Doe, but maybe they have an alter ego as like a DJ at night or a burlesque dancer. I don't know. Something like that. Okay. Okay, what to embrace for Libra, please, Justice. Okay. Hold on, Libra. Okay, so we got expectation. I'm actually going to take out these. Expectation, unexpected income, courthouse. Are some of you guys getting married? Wait, what's going on? What's going on? Because the Justice card does rule legalities. It rules contracts. It rules agreements. If you're not getting married, it seems like you're getting into bed with someone financially or business-wise. There's some sort of contract meant to pursue. It's interesting. Clarify, please, the Page of Wands for Libra. Four of Pentacles and Page of Cups. So this is, maybe this is a child. Like I said, somebody younger. Four of Pentacles is security. Where to find support? Something coming through best in a particular extracurricular activity. And for me, this might be a big investment. This might only really relate to certain people. So I don't know. Let me know if this tracks. But something is going to change. So I don't think this would be a good time to, I mean, your kid might hate you for it, but if you're already intuitively feeling that you don't think it's a good time for you to invest in like cheerleading, for example, or some sort of extracurricular, and you know, I don't remember, but like, and this is why I never did sports because my parents did not have the extra money. Like,